KGW TV, Channel 8, Portland. This is News 8 at 11, where news and information come first. Reported by Pete Schulberg, Tracy Berry, meteorologist Jim Little with up-to-the-minute forecasts, and Scott Lynn with the latest in sports. And now, News 8 at 11.
Good evening. Tracy Berry is off tonight, saying they are tired of broken promises. Police are trying something new to fight drug dealing and prostitution along Interstate Avenue. Don Reese joins us live from Interstate with more on this latest crackdown. Don?
Pete, remember last month the people who run the motels here on Interstate Avenue made a promise to police. They promised they'd be careful about their guests. They'd keep track of who is causing problems. But today, police decided those promises just aren't enough. A letter of warning was sent out because police are convinced that little here has changed. Outside one motel, we found syringes. One of the guests at the motel told us these syringes had been tossed by drug users from nearby windows. It's just one bit of evidence of what police say is a continuing problem at about a dozen motels along Interstate Avenue.
Up to 80% of their business is with prostitution and drugs. And so if they were to drive those people out, that would be driving away 80% of their business.
But motel owners tell a very different story. While most wouldn't talk to us on camera, these owners say they're cooperating with police. And indeed, we were shown clearly posted warning signs in both motel lobbies and in motel rooms. The signs say all guests must be registered at the desk, and those not registered are considered trespassers. The owner of the Westerner Motel says it's all just as promised to police at a meeting last month.
Personally, I think it would help a lot, really, because until this meeting we had, until prior to that, even if we called the police didn't have any tool to get these unwanted people out of our property.
If police are satisfied with the efforts of motel owners, the city says it will help attract new clientele through the Visitors Bureau.
They get rid of their illegal business. We're willing to work with them through the Visitors Trade Convention, work with the service stations to try to get legitimate business back into the area.
If, on the other hand, the motel owners do not satisfy police, then the city says in 5 months it could shut the motels down under the so-called drug house law. Pete?
Don, how closely are police watching these motels now?
Well, they say they're watching very closely, and they say that motel owners can count on some surprise visits.
Okay, thanks very much, Don. Along Interstate Avenue, police try to continue cracking down on crime in that area. A new development tonight in the bizarre series of kidnappings that ended in a shootout this weekend in Onalaska, Washington. Authorities say the woman hostage was killed not by one of the kidnappers, but by a bullet fired by a sheriff's deputy. The deputy apparently did not know that 29-year-old Dana Bridges was being held captive inside a tow truck when they opened fire. A major West Coast drug ring is crippled tonight. This after narcotics agents staged a dozen raids and arrested 9 people in Oregon and southwest Washington today. Almost 150 officers from federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies seized dozens of weapons and about $100,000 in cash. Also found here in Oregon were tar heroin, cocaine, 7 cars, and a Soviet AK-47 firearm. The cocaine and heroin operation was allegedly run by Miguel Valdez Pacheco, who was arrested today in Phoenix, along with about 20 others, as part of the same crackdown. Officials say the drugs were transported to Portland by car and commercial plane. Today's raids, they say, dealt a major blow to the drug operation.
This is a significant operation because it has everybody. It has the importer, it has the wholesalers, it has the retailers. We believe it should impact, but exactly how long it will take for that to come to the surface, we don't know, because we don't know what type of drugs are stockpiled. We seized a substantial amount of narcotics. 9 ounces of tar is a substantial amount, but we don't believe that we got the stash pad by any stretch of the imagination.
Other raids were conducted in Utah, Oklahoma, and British Columbia. The investigation had been going on for almost a year. In northern Mexico tonight, time is running out for the remaining miners trapped inside a coal mine there. The mine collapsed yesterday following an explosion. 138 workers were trapped inside the mine. At least 43 people died in the explosion. And tonight, another 10 bodies have not yet been found. A leader of an emergency team says he doesn't think they'll find any more survivors. An investigator says a short circuit in an electrical substation inside the mine caused the explosion. CBS anchorman Dan Rather took to the airways tonight in an effort to explain his role in last night's verbal fight with Vice President George Bush. During that interview, the two men exchanged heated words. Bush complained that the network went against its word and instead of sticking to campaign issues, spent the entire 9 minutes on his role in the Iran-Contra affair. Tonight, Mr. Rather gave his account.
No, CBS News did not mislead the Vice President about the subject of the interview. We dealt extensively with his staff about our intentions, we dealt truthfully with them, and we stated our intentions publicly well before the interview.
Meanwhile, last night's exchange has apparently given the Bush campaign a financial shot in the arm. Aides say many viewers were upset by how Rather handled the interview, and now they're donating money to the Bush campaign. A worldwide AIDS conference is underway tonight. That story when we come back, plus the latest on aspirin and heart attacks, some new information that may be of help. And what does this contact lens have in common with a non-stick frying pan? We'll tell you just ahead.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay awake.
Broadway's splashy new musical is Singin' in the Rain.
4 performances only. Saturday, February 6th, and Sunday, February 7th at the Civic Auditorium. Tickets at the Performing Arts Center, charged by phone 248-4496. Sponsored by U.S. Bank.
The Porsche 944. The Volvo 740 Turbo Wagon. To you, they're two completely different cars. But to a radar gun, they look exactly alike.
Visit your local Volvo dealer for a test drive today.
The way cars are changing, you never know what's coming next. That's why you may want Chevron Supreme with Tetraline. Controls deposits while cleaning not just fuel injectors, complete intake systems. High-octane Chevron Supreme delivers high performance no matter what car you drive. Chevron Supreme.
A record 130 health ministers met in London today for the first World Summit on AIDS. More than 150 countries are taking part in the 3-day conference organized by the World Health Organization. Britain's Princess Anne opened the summit. Later in the day, she was handed a pack of condoms, the method promoted for preventing the spread of AIDS. The next time you reach for the aspirin bottle, it may not be for a headache. A new study released today says healthy men can reduce their risk of heart attacks simply by taking a single aspirin tablet every other day. For years, doctors have advised that heart patients take aspirin, but this is the first time healthy men are being advised to take it. The study is in the current edition of the New England Journal of Medicine. We've all heard of non-stick frying pans made of Teflon, but how about non-stick contact lenses? Well, a new kind of contact lens just approved by the government is made out of a substance just like Teflon. It's called non-stick fluorine. This allows dirt and bacteria deposits to disappear in the blink of an eye.
Deposits, much like they would not stick to a frying pan, will not stick to the surface nearly as much as they did with traditional gas-permeable lenses. And that has got to be the most significant advance we've had in contacts in the last 10 years.
Researchers have also found that the new lenses reduce the chance of getting eye diseases caused by dryness and bacteria. The special lenses can be worn for up to a week at a time. Well, a Gladstone woman's love for cats has gotten her in trouble with the law. Complaints that the cats have taken over the neighborhood forced the city to take action. Janice Weibel explains.
The city of Gladstone says Kathleen Walker has too many cats in her home. She and her husband have 30. 10 is the limit. Since they're violating the law, the city has told them to get rid of some. Kathleen says they have so many cats because people from all over the county asked her to take the strays. It's a problem she doesn't want. 9 years ago, she didn't even like cats. Her daughter's love for one got her started. Now she says she can't condemn them to death because no one will take responsibility for them.
Just a good kitty.
The neighbors don't like her generosity. The city's received numerous complaints that cats are said to take over their yards, relieving themselves and smelling up the place and scratching cars. The city has offered the Walkers a simple solution.
We've talked with the Humane Society. They've indicated that they'll take any number of cats at no charge. We've advised these people of that.
There is not enough room in that facility to take care of them. They would be put down immediately.
People bring the cats to the walkers knowing they will live. Kathleen nurses them to health. Every cat has been spayed or neutered. Last year's vet bill was $4,000.
They're really neglected animals.
Kathleen says she would like nothing better than to be put out of the cat business.
There is no solution for me. That's why I would like to see something where a private party is not taking on the county's problem, that the county can do something.
I need a wet washcloth.
The walkers are trying to gather support for a facility funded by the county to care for the cats, but time is running out. The walkers have 25 days to comply with the law and give away over half of their cats. If they refuse, the city will likely take legal action. In Gladstone, Janice Weibel, News 8.
In the Dalles, teachers there have given the go-ahead to a new contract paving the way for salary increases. Teachers had threatened to strike unless a settlement could be reached. That tentative agreement was announced early this morning, and this afternoon, teachers in the district voted 121-1 to adopt the contract. A spokesperson for the Education Association says they're very pleased with the new package. Parents have to help their kids deal with issues like sex and drugs. That's part of the message tonight at a special meeting at the West Sylvan Middle School. About 50 parents heard from peer pressure from expert Ann Miller. Miller is the first in a series of 6 speakers who will be talking about teen concerns like self-esteem, stress, and discipline. The parenting lectures will help moms and dads deal with today's teenagers.
They're operating still with the thought patterns of what it was like when they were in school. And things have changed. There's so many factors affecting kids nowadays, you know, besides academics, with the change in economy and with families and the drug and alcohol and a lot of pressures that we weren't exposed to.
The lectures on parenting continue through the spring. Each talk is held at a different West Side Portland school. Another effort to reach kids is being made by a local newspaper just for kids. Young American is a twice-monthly Portland publication reaching over 1 million readers. The paper is 4 years old and is expected this fall to have the 4th largest distribution nationwide of any newspaper. It started as a dream of Mike Forsley, who wanted to fight illiteracy of America's young people.
Well, I think we're basically responding to 3 needs in communities across America. One is the need to encourage kids to read.
The newspaper insert is colorful and flashy. It even covers topics from Reagan to raisins. Its readers write some of the columns also. The Young American is supported by national advertisers and is distributed free throughout some of Portland's public schools. Well, Jim Little's up next with a forecast. Can we expect another sunny day? And in New York, it's opening night for the hottest show of the year, but getting tickets is still another thing.
You've got a sore throat.
Like it's on fire.
And you want the pain to stop.
Faster the better.
That means Chloraseptic. Because only Chloraseptic has the powerful anesthetic phenol that penetrates nerve endings for relief in seconds. Relief so fast, the moment you feel it, we'll stop this commercial.
When you've suffered an injury, time is important. Wait too long and you may lose the opportunity to collect any money for your loss. Call the Injury Helpline. Discuss your case with an attorney near you for free, one who practices in this field of law. You'll learn about the cost of pursuing your claim, and you won't be charged any attorney fees unless you receive money for your injuries. Call the Injury Helpline now. 800-533-2700.
USA Today reports that Ford trucks are the best-selling trucks in America, with the full-size F-Series outselling Chevy, GMC, Dodge, and the imports. Now Ford is celebrating with rebates up to $1,000.
Ford Ranger is the best-selling compact pickup in America. Now get $500 cash back plus special savings on option packages. Combine your cash back and save up to $1,756 on Ford Ranger.
For truck values in '88, Ford continues to be #1.
Whether you bet on baseball, basketball, or the Super Bowl, you're part of a $1 billion industry. On Wednesday's PM Magazine, we'll get an inside look at sports betting at a Las Vegas casino.
Then we'll catch up with actor, dancer, choreographer Mikhail Baryshnikov, whose newest endeavor is designing fashions for dancers.
Plus, the Phantom unwraps an Egyptian dinner at Mummy's.
Hi, I'm Teresa Richardson.
And I'm Jack McGowan. Join us as we visit the Port of Portland on Channel 8 PM Magazine.
Wednesday at 7:30.
If you order your tickets now, you might get them for a performance a year from now. Andrew Lloyd Webber's much-heralded Phantom of the Opera opened on Broadway tonight after a $17 million advance sale. Webber also wrote the music for Evita, Jesus Christ Superstar, and Cats, add another to his string of hits. There was another premiere today, complete with laser show up in Seattle. Boeing introduced its two newest jetliners, the 747-400 and the 737-400. Needless to say, these planes use the latest technology, they're fuel efficient, and the orders are already piling up. Quite a party going on in Sydney, Australia on this its 200th birthday. Reminiscent of America's bicentennial celebration, hundreds of tall ships from 20 countries sailed into the Sydney harbor. The birthday marks the first arrival of settlers to Australia, which happen to be convicts from England. Looked like a nice day down there in Sydney, down under, beautiful sunshine.
Not a bad day here.
Not really.
Some high clouds. We're beginning to see some rain popping up on radar, although I think it's evaporating before it hits the ground. None of our regular weather reporting stations are reporting any rain, but it is showing up on radar along the coast, mainly middle and high-level clouds. It's tropical moisture in origin, so temperatures are quite warm. And with the cloud cover, that's holding the temperatures up tonight. It's not near as cold tonight as it was last night. 42 outside right now. Temperatures around the northwest generally running 10 to 15 degrees warmer than they were last night. Cloudy skies at the Portland airport, 70% humidity, winds southeast at 8. The barometer now is at 30.08. It is rising. Sunrise tomorrow, 7:38, and sunset is at 5:10. The high temperature today was 48 degrees, a little above average. Hello. And the overnight low last night was 30. That's a little below average. And the freezing level measured over Salem this afternoon was 11,000 feet. Here I am, and a satellite picture shows what's going on. We have some high clouds that have drifted up from the south. It's tropical moisture. There's a little clear slot here, and then another weather system out here. Actually, there's a fairly wrapped-up low-pressure area out here. It's been moving slowly to the west, and it will be moving over us on Thursday. Not a lot of moisture with this, although there is some tropical moisture down here that may get caught up in the flow. So we'll look for the possibility of some rain out of this tomorrow night and some showers then on Thursday as that passes on through. Mainly what we're looking at tonight is just some echoes on radar. And again, it looks like they're not reaching ground. It's something called virga. That is rain that evaporates before it hits the ground because these clouds are fairly high. But you can see a little bit is showing up on weather radar tonight. Temperatures today, not bad. 40s through the Willamette Valley, 50s along the coast, and it was all the way up to 67 degrees in Brookings today. East of the Cascades, temperatures mostly in the 30s and 40s. 51, the report from Redmond today. Around the Portland metropolitan area, temperatures were generally in the upper 40s and low 50s. 50 degrees, the high temperature today here in downtown Portland. 50 also reported from Boring. 48 in Vancouver, 47 this afternoon in Hillsborough. Overnight low temperatures, pretty chilly east of the Cascades, but we won't get that cold tonight. Some spots down in the single digits. 20s and 30s through the Willamette Valley. Will be warmer than that in the valley as well overnight tonight. Around the nation, the big storm that left anywhere up to 2 feet of snow in the northeast has now moved on to the northeast. There's cold air, though, coming down behind it, and cold air all the way down to Florida tonight. But warmer air is working its way back across the plains. You can see temperatures in the 30s over the northern plains. But on the cold side of that front, temperatures only in the teens and single digits for high temperatures today. Buffalo's picked up about 8 inches of snow. It's been pretty much a snow-free year, or anyway on the light side for Buffalo for snow this year. But they got 8 inches during the last few hours, so they're picking up some pretty good snow right now. Winds aloft chart shows a ridge of high pressure. We're getting some flow around this low. And eventually we'll need to watch that as that moves in. There is a good chance we'll see some rain out of that. Not a lot of rain. It's not a well-organized system. It's wrapped up real tight, but there's not a lot of moisture with it. So our forecasts look like this. Along the coast, look for mostly cloudy skies and an increasing chance of rain tomorrow night, and showers on Thursday, drying out on Friday. Small craft advisories posted along the coast for the Cascades. High clouds, a chance for some rain late tomorrow and some rain tomorrow night. And then as the upper low moves through, the freezing level ought to drop, and we may see some snow showers down to about 4,500 feet on Thursday. Considerable high cloudiness through tomorrow east of the Cascades, a little rain or snow on Thursday, mainly in the north part. For the Columbia Gorge, mostly cloudy tomorrow, rain tomorrow night, and winds generally easterly, 15 to 30 with some higher gusts on the west end. For the Willamette Valley, mostly cloudy, an increasing chance for rain. During the day tomorrow, it looks like the rain will be here for sure tomorrow night, and showery weather on Thursday. And for the Portland-Vancouver area, same forecast, mostly cloudy tomorrow. Rain developing tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, and some rain tomorrow night. Showers continuing into Thursday, drying out on Friday, and Saturday and Sunday look dry.
Good. Just in time for the weekend. That's good news. Thanks very much, Jim. Scott's up next with sports and the news that a couple of Blazers are named to the NBA All-Star team. And tonight, the team celebrates by passing the Bucks.
Sometimes even Pat Riley's stomach can lose its cool. That's when he reaches for Rolaids. Nothing works better for acid indigestion, so Pat's free to let his emotions really show.
Not bad.
Relief. You know how to spell it.
What could top an antacid that works great, that's sodium-free and calcium-rich? Great cherry taste. Cherry-flavored, calcium-rich Rolaids antacid. The relief you want, the taste you desire.
A hearing problem can be a problem for everyone.
If people know that you have a hearing loss, then they shout at you, and I never liked that. It always felt very demeaning, so I just never told anybody.
Today's revolutionary answer to better hearing is Precision Hearing USA. The test, the fit, everything complete in one easy visit.
It was so convenient. In less than an hour, I was wearing my hearing aid. It was great.
Hear better the Precision way or your money back.
Imes Dog Food asks, what would happen if dogs ran the world? Humans would have to drive with their heads out the window. All valuables would be buried in the backyard. Sniffing would replace handshakes as a form of greeting. And people would have to buy their dogs Imes Dog Food, sold only at pet stores. Because the nutrition in Imes makes a healthy difference you can see and your dog can feel. Imes, special pet foods found only at special stores.
Scott, this has certainly been an interesting season for the Blazers. Combating adversity, people get injured, somebody comes up off the
Doing
bench.
okay. They're doing all right.
They
And
are.
tonight, good effort again tonight. The Blazers ended their homestand on a winning note, downing the Milwaukee Bucks 112-106. Portland now 10 games over 500 at 24-14. Sidney Moncrief scored 14 of a season-high 28 points in the first quarter to help Milwaukee take a 30-26 lead. But Portland started off the second period in fine fashion. Clyde Drexler, just named to the NBA All-Star team, sailed in for a jam. He scored 25 points in the game. Moments later, Jerome Kersey with the monster rejection. Drexler gave to Terry Porter for the layup. He's fouled, and the three-point play put Portland up by 1. Kersey was involved in another nice play late in the half. He jammed in the rebound after the Lucas miss to tie the game at 50. Kersey also scored 25 for Portland. The Bucks led by 1 at the half and went up by 7 early in the third quarter. Jack Sikma with the left hand putting the ball off the glass and down. 63-56 Bucks, but the Trailblazers stormed back. Kevin Duckworth with the drive around Sikma for the jam. Great play. Duckworth had 15 points and 10 rebounds. The Blazers were up by 8 early in the fourth quarter after the nice move here inside by Kersey, 92-84 Portland. The Bucks managed to get within 2 on a three-point play by Terry Cummings with just over 5 minutes left. It was 98-96. However, Richard Anderson immediately nailed a three-pointer. Anderson had 12 points, 9 in the final period to spark Portland down the stretch. Porter then stole the ball and drove in for 2 of his 17 points. And shortly thereafter, Duckworth made back-to-back baskets, putting the Blazers up by 9. They held on to win by 6, 112-106. They now head to Golden State for a game tomorrow night. Then they're home again for another 4-game homestand. There were 5 Trailblazers in double figures. Drexler and Kersey combined for 50. By the way, Maurice Lucas scored only 6 points but had a team-high 13 rebounds. Moncrief and Cummings led the Bucks. Randy Brewer also had a good game tonight, but Milwaukee finishes 6 points behind Portland. The Blazers had 2 players named to the NBA All-Star team today, Clyde Drexler and Steve Johnson. However, Johnson will not be able to play. He's undergoing surgery tomorrow to remove a growth from the thumb on his shooting hand. He'll be out a minimum of 3 weeks. Shortly after they received the word about their placement on the All-Star team, Joe Becker talked with Clyde and Big Steve.
It feels great. It's always a great honor to be named to the team. You work hard, and sometimes if you work hard enough, you're rewarded. And this is a real reward. It's a great honor to be chosen for the All-Star team and to be chosen by the coaches. You know, a lot of time with the fan voting, you'll have some ballot stuffing, but the coaches are the ones that view game tapes. They know the players, and to be chosen by them is a great honor.
Johnson said it's the high point of his career, and because he cannot play, also the low point. Here's the list of the Western Conference reserves. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will be making a record 17th All-Star appearance. Also named to the team, James Worthy, Xavier McDaniel, Mark Aguirre, and Alvin Robertson. They'll have to replace Johnson with another player as well. The Eastern Conference reserves will be named tomorrow. The NBA today levied some big fines against the players involved in that brawl last Friday night between the Lakers and the Knicks. A.C. Green mixed it up with Pat Cummings. Green was fined just $750. He really wasn't the main problem here. Cummings and Michael Cooper tangled and tumbled into the seats. Those two